Hello guys! In this lesson we are going to shade our sugar bowl. I have construction in place. I checked for symmetry. I took it to the mirror. I checked for construction like overall. The handles look symmetrical. So now I'm putting the first layer of this shading. The metal is very dark, so the first layer is supposed to be pretty dark too. So I added some shading to the sugar bowl, and I left shadow for now, and I left this part of the lid for now light. Obviously the metal here is extremely dark. In some spots it's almost black, so I'm gonna work on building up the tone in the areas where it's needed, and I think it's needed like everywhere kind of thing. So I'm gonna work on that. The overall approach to drawing metal is basically to make dark parts really dark as you can see them, and look for reflections, and look for highlights. Highlights are usually very bright on the dark surfaces, and on such dark surfaces. This is a glossy surface. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is a shadow. The shadow under the object right here is the darkest. The shadow kind of becomes softer and softer the farther it gets from the source of light. And in the middle it has a little bit of, maybe right here, it has a little bit of lighter area, but the shadow is still shadow, and even the lightest area of shadow is supposed to be darker than the light. So what else I'm gonna do? I was going to work on the background, and the background, as usual, which I find very aesthetically pleasing, is I would make it darker here and lighter here. I drew the background. It is a little darker here. I made it just a little darker in this area and in this area. I might leave it as it is right now. I don't know, maybe I will make this and this corners a little bit darker as well. So now I'm going to keep going with the cast shadow. Right now it's just an outline, and I'm going to make the handles darker, this leg darker too. Just I'm gonna just build up the tone. They are pretty dark, both of them. the cast shadow is dark too, but the most dark object, of course, even comparing to the cast shadow, is the ball itself. The metal, especially if it's old metal, it is really old, it is dark. It has just one very light, very bright highlight right here, and the darker surroundings of this highlight, the brighter highlight looks. So I grabbed a piece of paper. In my case, it's a glassine paper. It's very smooth, semi-transparent paper that is used to protect usually expensive works of art, and it happens that I have it. So I put it on my right side of the painting because I started seeing smudges. I made this part of my drawing very dark with a soft pencil 8B, and I started basically smudging it with my wrist. So I'm gonna put it like that, and I'm gonna keep working on this part. If you guys don't have this type of paper, you can use, for example, a tracing paper or just printer paper. That would be fine too, but if you're using other papers, don't move them like that, because you're gonna be smudging your drawing with the paper. So let's keep going. Now I'm gonna add details. I have a little bit of reflections right here, somewhere here, here. Then I'm gonna work on this side. There is some reflections here. I'm gonna keep going with the lid. The details on this part, I'm gonna make this one darker. I'm gonna add some reflections and highlights on the legs, and I think that my shadow is still not dark enough. So I'm using different pencils. For example, for very dark parts I use 4B or 8B. For lighter parts, but I don't want them to be white, I'm using HB or 2B, for example. And I'm just sometimes in some places I want to make my cross shading like a little smoother, so for that reason I'm using more hard pencils, which is in my case HB. I might grab even harder, but I don't know yet. So once again, let's keep going. Alright guys, so I'm very close to the finishing. I added some highlights on the bright parts of the bowl, so I didn't add a lot of highlights here, and I'm gonna cover them a little bit because sometimes the brighter the highlight, the more attention it attracts, and we want to attract attention to this kind of part of this bowl. So I'm gonna cover this right here. Some things I'm making just darker than I see them on my bowl. So this I'm making it on purpose because once again I don't want to attract too much attention. For example, right here these guys are a little bit too bright. I'm gonna make them just darker. I'm not gonna hide them completely, but I want to make them not that visible, but I want to keep the feeling that this handle has some sort of texture. Then this one is a little bit too bright in my opinion. This part right here, it's supposed to be darker too. These guys, well, maybe just a little darker right here. I'm gonna keep this as they are. This one is just a little darker. I hope my camera picks these subtle transitions between lighter and darker parts, but I'm not very sure. With my eye I see a lot of different tonal variations, and I think that this thing is ready, it's done. I like that it looks very three-dimensional. It is obviously very bright and shiny metal, and I'm really happy about it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.